Explain to me what conscious discipline is and the benefits of it.
Well, conscious discipline is a classroom management tool. Um, there are many classroom management tools, but conscious discipline is affirmative. It affirms good responses in children. It teaches children to regulate themselves, first to identify why they might be angry. They may just think they're mad when they may actually be sad or feeling lonely or feeling hungry. If they can identify what they're feeling, then we can take steps to help the child know what to do about it. And one of the things about conscious discipline that I love is that it works from a place of joy and of respect. Adults respect children just as much as children respect adults in conscious discipline. So I think it's a really good management tool. It gets us away from the idea of punishing and telling someone they're bad. We can make bad choices, but we are always good and we are always full of love, even when we make bad choices. And conscious discipline really helps with that.
Here at Wichita Friends, we use the spices. For those that aren't familiar with it, could you just explain what the spices are and how we implement them here at Wichita Friends?
Sure. The spices are a group of Quaker testimonies that also reflect the Ten Commandments and what Jesus taught us. But the word spices is an acronym for the first letter of each of the following words: simplicity, peace, integrity, community, equality, and what am I forgetting? Stewardship of the earth, of God's creation. The spices are things that are precious to us, or attitudes, and I won't say doctrinal beliefs, but ways of being and ways of perceiving the world and the way we treat each other that are important to us. We teach a spice about every 4 to 6 weeks. Teach what it is, teach how we can use it with each other. The children may do artwork about the spice or just practice it. We have about 1,000 books in the library that are focused on these spices. So we use those picture books with the children and they enjoy. We recently did integrity, which is a big word for a 3-year-old. But they got the concept that integrity is telling the truth to myself and to others.
You yourself run a thing called Godly Play.
Yes.
Could you just explain what Godly Play entails and what we do and why we do it?
Yeah, in Godly Play, Godly Play is a curriculum of Bible stories that was developed by Jerome Berryman and his wife. He is an Episcopal priest. The Godly Play Bible stories use very simple language, very inclusive language, non-judgmental language to tell the Bible stories, both original or Old Testament and New Testament. And the stories, we use objects, little wooden objects and wool felt underlays to represent grass or the Sea of Galilee. We use objects to tell the story. The stories last about 6 minutes, maybe 8 minutes. And then after the stories, we wonder about the stories. The primary wondering question I ask the children is, where would you be in this story? Or I wonder where you are in this story. Some will be Jesus, some will be one of the children who came up to Jesus, some will be the stars in the sky that Abraham gazed at. Somebody is always the Nile or the Red Sea. It's fun to hear what they would be. And always some children would be God in the story. In the Christmas story, children would often be the star or the lamb that was around the manger. So the Godly Play stories get these foundational stories on a child's level, and they're fun. And then after we wonder about the story, the children play with the objects that we use to tell the story. And for them, that is touching something that has been used in a holy, sacred story, and it's kind of special.
To you, what separates Wichita Friends apart from other schools?
Well, one of the things is that we're smaller. We are a family community. We have smaller classes, so children do get individual guidance and attention. The other thing that sets us apart from public schools, and this isn't criticism of public schools, but we acknowledge the presence of God's Spirit, of Jesus' love every day. We pray a cute little prayer that the children's learned before their snacks and before lunch. Many of the songs we sing are about God or Spirit. They're songs about the values that we hold, and they're children's songs. Let's see. The other thing that does set us apart, and this is more of a curriculum aspect, is that we have at least 2 recesses outside a day where the children can be in the sunlight, even if they're running, like today when it's colder, even if they're running around in the cold. They're in the sunlight, they're moving large muscles. We really work on teaching mind, body, and spirit. And I think that's very fortunate for those families who embrace Wichita Friends School.
As a volunteer, why do you choose to commit so much of your time to Wichita Friends?
Well, my plan for retirement, and I am retired, was to spend high energy time for me doing the things I loved. I was a computer programmer and database manager, but I loved working with kids at church, in Sunday school, and in children's choir. So my plan was to do singing and have fun with kids after I retired, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I teach godly play and faith and play, which are Quaker stories about values and people in history. I teach music, which is singing and rhythm, and I lead worship. I am a member of the board of directors for the school, and I just enjoy being around all the energy out here. Our amazing teachers who are so affirmational and loving to the kids. And it's not many people who can come to a place and receive hugs from at least 20 little ones. Just walking in the building, it's joyful for me, which is somewhat selfish, but I also know that I'm giving with the skills and the knowledge that I've developed over my lifetime. I'm able to give back a little bit. And our children are our future. And to have children be graced with an early foundation of self-assurance, self-confidence, of learning how to express love, learning how to regulate and identify their own emotions, that is a big deal. These children will be much happier adults, I believe, because they've had a really good start as young kids.
Connie, thank you so much for your time.
You are welcome, Matt. Thank you.